Hey folks, are you dreaming of owning a slice of paradise here in South Florida? But hey, before you take that plunge, what if I told you there are several crucial mistakes that could turn your dream into a total nightmare? So stick around, because today we're going to be diving into the 9 most critical mistakes to avoid when buying property here in South Florida. By the end of the video, you'll be equipped with the knowledge to make smart, informed decision. So hey, let's go ahead and get started. Hi, I'm Kev, living in South Florida. And I tell you, I've seen it all when it comes to real estate down here in South Florida. So today I'll share you some real life stories and essential tips to help you avoid some of the pitfalls and pratfalls that many buyers have faced. Ready to learn how to secure your dream home without a bunch of stress and a lot of angst? Hey, let's go ahead and dive on in. So first up, hey, let's talk about skipping the home inspection, okay? Imagine this scenario. You found your dream condo and in a rush to close a deal and potentially sweeten the offer, you decide to skip the home inspection to save time. A few months later, you discover major issues with the plumbing and electrical systems, the repair cost of which could be astronomical. Folks, I gotta tell you, this is in my book, this is the #1 mistake people make when looking to buy property here in South Florida. Waiving the home inspection is never a good idea, especially in South Florida where issues like termites and mold and water damage are common due to our climate and due to our location. An inspection can reveal costly problems that are invisible to the untrained eye. In fact, in some cases, they've revealed things that we ourselves, after looking at many condos, have missed. A thorough inspection can reveal issues that aren't visible during a casual walkthrough, potentially saving you thousands and thousands of dollars. Always hire a certified home inspector and review the inspection report carefully. Folks, I gotta jump in here. This is where working with a team of experts like my team and I really come into hand. We understand what we're looking for, and we understand how to work the inspection report, understand what issues are significant and what issues are just in there to kind of make it look like you got something for your money. Okay. Now, folks, we attend every inspection for our buyers, okay? And we're also there for the inspection for our sellers too. But remember, this is, as a buyer, this is your opportunity to have an independent third party come in and take a look at the property. Make sure that everything is the way it says it's going to be, the way it says it should be. Now, I got to tell you, we had one of our clients, Sarah, who, against our better judgment, okay, skipped the home inspection to speed up the purchase. Now, I'll tell you, in this particular case, I was so adamant about having her do the inspection that I actually asked her to sign a release so that we couldn't come back and have any problems. Okay, it's just one of these things from a compliance perspective. But that also tells you how strongly we feel about skipping the inspection. Unfortunately, she discovered mold in the basement of the house. Okay, a few months later, the cost to repair was over $60,000. Okay, so always invest in a good inspection to avoid such headaches. The other bonus for the inspection for you buyers is that it gives you an opportunity to go back and do a final renegotiation of the price. If there's something that was unintentionally misrepresented or unintentionally omitted or erroneous, okay, it gives you an opportunity to either get that corrected, okay, or to get consideration for it. Hey folks, have you all ever faced an unexpected home repair cost when you just moved into a property? Drop us a note and let us know how that went for you. Mistake number 2, not getting pre-approved for a mortgage. Okay, folks, I'll tell you, this is another critical mistake. If you're financing the purchase of your home, you need to get pre-approved. This does 2 things for you, very significant things. First of all, it kind of confirms what it is that you're qualified to buy. Imagine this, imagine falling in love with a home only to find out that honestly you can't afford it. Getting pre-approved by a lender helps you to know your budget and makes you a more competitive buyer. The other thing it does is it shows the seller that you're actually serious about doing it. Let's face it, with 33 million people coming down through Fort Lauderdale every year, there are tons and tons of tire kickers, folks who would love to live down here and want to come out and take a look at homes. We've had folks that have asked us time and time again to go show them a property, to go look at a property here, and sellers will say, "Where's your proof of funds? Where's your pre-approval?" They don't want folks who have no intention of buying or no capability of buying walking through their property. But if you go through the effort and the steps to get your pre-approval done, that shows them that you're serious. The other part about it is that there's also a difference. There's a difference between what you are approved for, okay, and what you want to spend. The last thing that folks want to be is house rich and cash poor. So get that pre-approval done. Work with that lender. If you need some suggestions, or if you want to work with a local lender, give us a call, drop us a note. We're more than happy to send you information on the lenders that we work with. These folks are great. We've used them time and time again. We're continually paring our list down to those that actually give the greatest service and have the greatest breadth of knowledge. This is one of those things where you almost don't even think about it because it's just an odd thing. It's ignoring flood zones, okay? Now let's just kind of think back to April of 2023. The Fort Lauderdale area got 25 inches of rain over a course of 2 days. 70% of the people that suffered flood damage were inside of a flood zone. only 10% of those folks had flood insurance, okay? So the first thing you need to look at is, are you inside of a flood zone? In some cases, the survey will tell you, but if you're in a flood zone, okay, and you're financing, in many cases, a lender will require you to get separate flood insurance. And let me tell you, depending upon where you are, that insurance isn't cheap, okay? So you wanna, before you start your search, before you start paring down your property choices, you wanna make sure whether you're in a flood zone. If you are, you need to be prepared for that. It's not necessarily a bad thing if you're prepared. Check the FEMA flood maps. The FEMA updates the flood zones every 5 years, and every 5 years it changes, and every 5 years it seems to work against folks that are going through. But I tell you what, a great deal can turn real sour real quick if you're not prepared for potential flooding. So, I mean, one of the things, for example, I remember a client, Tom, who almost bought a house in what he thought was outside the flood zone. We checked the current FEMA map. It ended up being a high-risk flood zone. He was financing, and he was only putting 5% down. Between the mortgage payment, the PMI that came out with it, and the additional flood insurance payment, okay, it just made it made it untenable for him to do that. Had he gone ahead and done that, he would have found out, possibly too late, that he could not have afforded that home, and he would have put himself in an instance of potential higher risk just because he did not go back and do that one little piece of due diligence and look to see whether or not the property was in a flood zone or not. Underestimating property taxes. Folks, we talk about it in our videos. Almost every video we do, we talk about the high cost of properties down here in South Florida, okay? And property taxes are one of those things that just seem to be going up and up and up. You need to research. I can't stress this enough. You need to research the property taxes in the areas that you're considering. For example, we have a lot of folks that ask us, hey, Kev, what do you think about Palm Beach County versus Broward County? Well, Palm Beach County is a very, very wonderful county. However, in some cases, if you're in some of the areas like Boca or West Palm, those property taxes are a lot higher than the surrounding areas, okay? Just for example, same thing when you go look in Broward County. Some of the areas like Parkland and Florida and down in Los Olas Boulevard, those property taxes, because of the values of the home, are just significantly higher than some of the surrounding areas like Tamarack and Margate. Now, Broward County has done everybody a good, kind of everybody a bonus by keeping the millage rate the same for the past like 16 years. Figure about 2% of the price of the property. One of the key things that you need to consider in the property tax is that the property tax that you pay at closing is going to be based upon the current assessment. A year from now, the assessment is going to change based upon what you paid for the property. So if you paid a little bit of a premium in order to get that beautiful property that you want, rest assured, okay, your property taxes will go up, okay? Now, there is a little bit of a thing, there's something that we can do to counteract that. We work with a lot of our clients to figure out how to go back and appeal those assessments. If that's of interest to you, drop us a little note in the box below. We can reach out to you and kind of tell you how we do it, kind of tell you how it may work for you. Folks, did you know that property taxes could actually vary so much within the same state, actually within the same county in the same state? Mistake number 5, folks, and this is probably one of the ones that's the most often overlooked, okay? It's overlooking the neighborhood and community factors, okay? I mean, imagine buying a home that you later find out isn't as great as you thought. Maybe it's in an area where the market's actually depreciating instead of appreciating. You find a beautiful home, but folks, you just didn't spend enough time driving around and taking a look at that neighborhood to see if that neighborhood fits with you. For example, the traffic could be unbearable, or maybe there's no amenities close by. Maybe it takes forever to get to the supermarket. Folks, when buying property here in South Florida, because there's so many little cottage communities, it's essential to not overlook the importance of the neighborhood and the community, okay? I mean, evaluate the proximity to schools. If you're moving down with a family and your kids are going to school, take a look at the schools, take a look at the shopping centers. What are the park and recreational facilities available? Research the crime rates. CrimeMapper.com is one of the sites that we go and look at all the time to take a look and see what the crime rate is in a given area. It'll give you the 6 months worth of statistics going for crime in the local area. Niche.com is also a great place to go to get some information. Also, check with the future development plans. Again, this is where it's beneficial for working with a team of experts like myself and my team, okay, to find out what's going on. You don't want to move into a community only to find out that in 5 years, they're going to cut off half of your front yard when they're going to expand the road going through there, or they're going to put a new shopping center or some kind of a new building in there. Check the future development plans. Understanding the community, understanding the culture and the dynamics, okay, is critical to determining whether or not it aligns with your lifestyle, your preferences, and your needs. Market trends. This is something that we talk about all the time, and how the market's doing, what's going on in the market. We had a client, Jason, who, despite our suggestion to kind of slow down and check out the neighborhood, he rushed into buying a home without understanding the local local market. He bought at the peak of a seller's market and ended up overpaying. Okay, a year later, when the market kind of cooled off and kind of settled down, the value of his home dropped considerably. I mean, this was a huge disappointment for Jason. But again, this happens quite frequently. Okay, and again, we advise, we consult, we give you all the information, all the advice we can. But at the end of the day, the decision on when to buy and where to buy is up to you. You got to stay informed about current market conditions. Are we in a buyer's market? Are we in a seller's market? Hey, if you're in Delray Beach, you're in a balanced market going towards a seller's market. If you're looking in Fort Lauderdale, it's a balanced market. If you're looking in Coconut Creek or Coral Springs, it's still a relatively strong seller's market. It's based upon inventory, it's based upon price, it's based upon availability of properties. Understanding these trends can help you negotiate better and make a more informed decision. Honestly, watching videos like this is a great way to stay updated on what's going on. Folks, I would strongly encourage you to follow the local real estate market reports, consult with agents like myself and my team to keep an eye on the trends for you. If there's an area that you've been thinking about, okay, let us know. We can go ahead and send you information on what's going on. We can tell you what's happened in that particular area. We can even pare it down to certain neighborhoods in that area if it's important to you. And now with the advent of all the online seminars and online webinars going on, attend some of those local seminars and some of those local webinars so that you become more knowledgeable about some of those local trends. Mistake number 7, folks. I mean, this is one of these things where I understand it's a critical decision, but waiting too long to make an offer. South Florida real estate market is dynamic, okay, and it's constantly moving and it's constantly changing. It's a hot market. Folks are wanting to come down to South Florida. They've been coming down here for decades to buy vacation homes, to buy second homes, to buy investment properties. Waiting too long to make an offer on a desirable property can sometimes cost you that property itself. Good properties sell quickly, so timing is crucial. Try to view the homes as soon as they're listed and prepare to make an offer if you're interested. Okay, if you're not interested, move on. It's just not that big of a deal. We have no problem. We'll show you any homes that you want to see. In fact, if you're out of state, let us know. We're more than happy to go out and do a virtual tour for you, show you the home, show you the surrounding neighborhoods, get all the statistics for you. Okay, folks, be proactive. Okay, this will give you an edge over a lot of other buyers. Set up alerts for new listings in desired areas. See what's selling. See what's coming on the market. See what's sold. What did it sell for? What was the percentage of the sale price versus the percentage of the list price? These are all things that you can be doing proactively to make sure that you're in the best position to make that offer and make that offer quickly. If you're paying with cash, have the proof of funds ready. All you need is an account that shows you have that you have the requisite amount of money to purchase the home. I mean, that's all that the sellers are looking for. They just want to make sure that you are ready to sell. So one of our clients, Lisa, she lost on an absolutely fantastic home. Okay, she just waited too long. It was a little indecision. It was a little bit more than she really wanted to pay, but in the long run, she felt it was going to be worth it. And she kind of went back and checked, and she looked around, and unfortunately, okay, she just kind of took a little bit too much time, and when she finally made up her mind to come back and buy it, it had gone under contract the night before. I mean, what a disappointment going on. Folks, hey, have you missed out on a property of your dreams because you just waited a little bit too long before you went ahead and took the plunge and made that offer? Let us know. Let us know how you felt about that. Only viewing properties on the weekends or in the evening. Okay, folks, I think that there's maybe a stereotype that real estate agents only work on the weekends. Okay, and actually, while weekends are some of our busiest times, okay, it's typically because we're doing open houses or because we're doing viewings and pre-viewings for folks that are coming in from out of town. However, my suggestion is if you're interested in a property, you want to make sure that you look at it during the daylight hours. You want to make sure you look at it. I mean, if it's raining, go take a look at it for sure to make sure that there's no leaks in the roof or anything else. Make sure that it drains the way it's supposed to. The last thing you want to have happen is to find a beautiful home with a little dip in the backyard that you're not sure about, and the first time it rains, you come out and you have basically a dismal swamp in your backyard. Daylight viewings can give you a better understanding of the property's true conditions and its surrounding. It tells you how the property will look in daylight. Don't limit yourself to weekend showings. Don't limit yourself to nighttime showings. Also, you want to come by a couple times if you're really interested. Take the weekend, take the evening, take it during the day. You want to see traffic patterns. You want to see how crowded it is. If you have children, you want to see if there are other children in the area. Okay, this can provide a clearer picture of the property's condition and the neighborhood. Always check properties during the day to kind of avoid surprises. The bright sunlight will shine a light on anything and everything. This is a mistake that a lot of folks have made, and it's very predominant when you're buying new construction, but also when you're buying into resale properties. Okay, it's balancing your personal preferences with the potential resale value. Let's face it, very few of us actually live in the first house we buy for the rest of our lives. In fact, I think it's like less than 2% of the population are in the same house that they bought in a single house. Most folks move between 7 and 9 years, and it's to change the conditions. The family grows, the family contracts, you get a job in another area, all kinds of stuff. Okay, and while having those preferences are important, okay, being overly selective can limit your options here in the South Florida competitive market. Focus on the essential features that align with both your needs and the potential resale value. We encourage folks to make a list of 3 categories: must have, nice to have, and I really don't care about it. You want to consider factors like location, neighborhood amenities. If you're moving into a neighborhood and you want a family type neighborhood, you're looking for a pool and a clubhouse, make sure that those are represented predominantly in your search. You want to make sure that that you're getting what it is that you need, okay, first, okay? And who knows, in many cases what you need is also pretty much what you want, okay? But folks, be open to making changes after the purchase to create your ideal home while maintaining the appeal for future buyers. I cannot tell you the number of times where we have brought prospective buyers into homes, and the wife has turned around and looked at me and said, 10 seconds in, nope, it's not going to work for us. Or 10 seconds in, it's like, oh, I can imagine this here and that there and that there. Folks, that's the way it works. You have to go in there with an open mind, okay? But again, make sure that it gives you what it is that you're looking for. And you need to look at it from somewhat of a long-term investment. Are you going to be able to resell the property? You know, going back in there and putting in those gold-plated toilet handles and the gold-plated spigots, okay, it may look nice, but you're not gonna get the value out of it when you're going to resell. Now, folks, we worked a couple that we worked with, Emma and Jack. I mean, they were coming in from out of town and they had limited time to come down. In fact, they ended up making a couple trips down, but they were super selective. And I kept getting little emails from Jack saying, hey, I don't see a whole lot of properties. I said, dude, you got to kind of expand your search a little bit, kind of expand what's going on. Take a look at what you absolutely positively have to have. We'll start there first. You want a pool. Do you have to have a pool? You want a 3-car garage. It's a 2-car garage. Will that work for you? These are the kind of things. As soon as we sat down and had that conversation, we made a few changes in what they're looking for, okay? And we ended up finding the absolute perfect home. They fell in love with it. Even before we went inside, we pulled up into the driveway and they just fell in love with it. It was sitting there, it was perfect for them. So, folks, think about it. What are your must-have features in the perfect home? How do you balance those personal preferences with resale values? Go ahead and share your comments below. Ask the questions and share your comments in the little box below. So there you have it, folks. 9 crucial mistakes to avoid when buying property here in South Florida. By steering clear of these pitfalls, you'll be well on your way to making a smart investment in your dream home. Hey, if you found the video helpful, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to Live in South Florida for more real estate tips and insights, okay? And share the videos with your friends. If you have any questions or experiences to share, please drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.